I am the founder of the I'm Loving Me Project, the number one platform for women on the internet to help you live your highest and truest self. And if you don't believe me, then just try it. Go out and see. If you see another platform where you could come and you can get some information, you can get some inspiration, you could get some informative things going on in life, everything. Today is Friday, September the 11th. If any one of you lost anyone during that time of September 11th, I still hope and pray that everything is still working out for you, that you are giving back, that you are honoring your loved ones the way they supposed to be honored. I remember September 11th, my sister who passed, she was working down at the towers, and the crazy thing is that she left early to go home, and she got stuck on the train station because they hit like around the morning time, right? And then the plane that hit the towers was kind of like mid-morning, almost like the afternoon or whatever. So yeah, that was a scary time. Hey, Octavius, that was a scary time because I was in college. I was like working in college or something, and we were watching the news. And then all of a sudden, the news was live, and then we saw the planes actually, go into the World Trade Center. And I immediately called my family because we lived on the Lower East Side, so we are not too far from the towers in downtown. Where we was like we lived on Avenue A. So after you run out of the numbers in New York, once you hit, First Street, then they turn into letters. So you had Avenue A, B, C, D, stuff like that. So I lived on Avenue A. I was in the beginning. And so my sister was calling me. She was like, it is so chaotic here. We don't know what's going on. And then when they found out what was going on, you see what happened, right? It's like the whole country just got together and was just like, we going over there to bomb them motherfuckers. We going over there to kill these motherfuckers because they killed us. And, I was just sitting there thinking, like, wow, look how we retaliate when things happen, right? Where you want to go and kill the enemy, right? But, with the way the world is happening here, you can only do that on the outside. Because if you retaliate and you kill your enemy here, what you do? You go to jail. But if you are in a particular power and you kill somebody, you get fired from your job and you get to go home. But anyway, that's just my thought, right? Think about it, right? But that wasn't my topic of today. My topic of today was everything is relative. Ever since I talked about perception and perspective, everybody has been hitting me up. I've been seeing more posts about it and memes about it. And most the biggest question I got was, if everything is perspective, I'm trying to get what the lady sent to me. She said, a lady said to me, she said, you say we got to have, here it is. You say we got to have perspective on everything. But some of the things that happen in my life are some of the things that I could not control. So now when I see things, I see it as caution and not me actually, having perspective on different things. And I told her, I said, at the same time, you're right, because everything is relative. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter anything. Everything you look at is based on your perception, right? My apartment to me is small because I'm basing it on where I came from, which was a big house, right? But for some people, they might think this apartment is big. You might think your car is small. Somebody else might think it's big. You get it? Everything is all relative. The thing that we have to look at is what are we attracting into our lives that is causing us to have all of this pain. That's why I put that quote out there yesterday, because I was listening to what she was saying, right? I was listening to what she was saying, and I just said, I'm not trying to tell you that what you do is right or wrong, you know. I'm not trying to tell you that the decisions that you make are right or wrong. What I'm trying to tell you is that when you are walking on this journey, the things that continue to happen in your life that is not going in the right direction should hit you and tell you, girl, you are going the wrong way. If you are having so much resistance doing something, if you having so much resistance in your relationship, in your job, then you're going the wrong way. Whatever you're thinking or perceiving or looking at or whatever, it is going the wrong way. If you turn around and you can take a look at yourself and you can see what is it that is going wrong, you could correct it and things will be a little bit easier and smoother, right? The only thing is that it's easier said than done because our minds are so programmed to first look at all the negative things. You know what I'm saying? If I ask any one of you, Octavius, Vanessa, Cynthia, is $1 million a lot of money? Right? If I ask you if $1 million is a lot of money, some of you guys will say yes, because it's all relative, right? You're comparing it to what you already have. So if you tell me yes, you're looking at what you already have or what you don't have, and you're saying yes, it's a lot of money. But some people, $1 million is not a lot of money. To me, $1 million ain't shit. As soon as you pay taxes and do all that stuff, you got a normal person salary, right? You got a normal person salary once you pay taxes, and once you pay your other tax, and once they do all these different taxes on you, you're walking away with somebody's salary. Probably out of that $1 million, maybe what, 400,000, maybe even less than that, probably 300,000, just depends, right? So everything is relative. And that's what I was trying to tell her. And that's what I wanted to tell you. When you are in harmony with things in your life, you know what happens? It feels so good to be you, right? It feels so good to be you. And I'm going to give you an example. You know how you decide to go out with you and your girls. Let's say y'all plan a happy hour, right? Like today's Friday, right? I know we got the pandemic and all that stuff going on, but Atlanta is open, okay? So if you plan to go to happy hour with your friends and you at work and you working and all that stuff and you can't wait to go to happy hour, all of a sudden when it's time to go, your mood changes, right? All of a sudden you ready to get the day started. That's why everybody talk about how good Friday is, right? Because you know it's the end of the work week. You know that you are off for the next 2 days if you work a 9 to 5, right? And you know you get the opportunity to relax and start your day, right? And because of that, your whole vibration switches and everything around you becomes relative. Where you driving, right? You driving to the happy hour, you start to turn on the good music to get you in the mood, right? You get your car valeted or you park your car, you come out, you meet with the girlfriends, you sit down and you start the little chatter, right? And you talk about the things that happen during the day. You get your favorite little drinky drink, right? And then you sit up there and you say, you talk about anything that's going on, but it's nothing but good vibrations, right? And after you have that good vibration, guess what happens? You get in the car and then you like, damn, here we go. I'm about to go home to go to bed because I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. And that vibration starts to switch, right? The vibration starts to switch because you know why? Now You're looking at your life and you're starting to go back to what you were in. You start to worry again. You start to think about all the things you got to do, what you got to accomplish, who getting on your nerves. You got to take the dog out. You got to do all this stuff. So your vibration switches. And by the time you walk across your door, you either upset you drank too much, or you need some water, or you got to take a shower. You really didn't like the smoke in the cigar bar that y'all was sitting at, and your friend really was talking her ass off where you really was ready to go. Your yawning didn't help, right? Like you start to think about all that stuff. And then you just finally go to bed, get up, and you get back to the regularly scheduled program, right? Where it's like, no, when you start to look at the things around you as something that is relative, right? You don't give it anything. What we do is we compare everything. And that is what draws in our experience. I compare when I look at when I'm a person that loves to eat. Y'all know that, right? So when I go to a restaurant, like it's Black Restaurant Week here in Atlanta, right? So when you go to a Black restaurant, I sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm expecting the food to taste good just because I think you're Black and I think you're supposed to season your food well, and I'm supposed to be in the food coma by the time I get out of here, right? So I go to a restaurant, y'all, and they bring this little ass plate. They bring this little ass plate. Now, what I ordered was yesterday's pot roast with potatoes, vegetables, and I think that was it. And like some cornbread or whatever. So, when you say yesterday's pot roast, the first thing you're thinking about is all the seasoning is in it, right? That's the first thing you're thinking, right? The next thing you're thinking when you think of potatoes, you're thinking it's going to be mashed potatoes over the pot roast and all that stuff. And I'm going to have me a roll or some cornbread, and I'm going to just sit there and just be like, I'm going to eat all this food before I get up. Girl, they came out with a little ass plate like that. I mean, little, like this, like a little ass plate, 3 pieces of meat. The potatoes, they, I don't know, they was like in triangles. I don't know how they did that. The little potatoes was in triangles, and it was maybe like two of those, right? And then the vegetables were kind of like sprinkle on top, like garnish. So it was maybe like a couple of carrots and a couple of this. So I'm looking at this damn thing now. I done cleaned my whole table because I'm thinking they was gonna bring me just like a big thing of food, right? I saw that little bit of plate. I was sitting up there like, what is this? And they was like, this is the part. I said, this is not how it's supposed to look. And they like, well, what was you expected? See, I was comparing it to what I thought I was supposed to get, right? And they like, no, 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 no. All of our portions here, are like a little bit smaller. And of course, me, I'm looking at the menu then because I'm like, where'd I say that at? Where'd I say that at? Because this meal is $24. I ain't paying $24. $24. I need to take something home. Wouldn't you agree? Like I'm not but because I am where I am and I'm looking at this plate, okay, you already failed me with that. But when I taste the food, it was good. Now, it did live up to its name and all that stuff, but the presentation and my perception on what I was going to get was totally different, right? And that's the point. When we look at everything, if we don't label everything, if we don't judge everything, if we don't judge people, if we try our best to see and look at stuff the way that we can see it for what it is, then it might be something new that we can latch on to, or something that we can learn, or something that we can either start to love. But if we continue to judge and perceive and do all this stuff, we would never get to enjoy the experience for what it is, because our minds will continuously tell us, right, that it should be the way that we remember and know in our mind, which is not true, right? And we do the same things in relationships. As soon as we see the person do something that's familiar, we like, or if we see that they don't do something. A lot of people, a lot of guys did not have the duty of taking out the trash, y'all. A lot of guys did not have the duty of cleaning the bathroom. A lot of guys, and I'm a testament to this, do not know what side to put a woman on when they walking down the street. Now that got me too. Okay. I was walking with a guy, and we were walking down the street, and I kept going around him to walk on the inside of him, right? And every time we walked, I always would cross over. So he asked, he was like, "Why you always, crossing over every time you I walk?" I said, "Because I'm supposed to walk on the inside of you." And he was like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Your daddy never taught you that." And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay." I said, "Maybe you ain't grow up in a city. In New York, you put the lady on the inside because it is said that if a car comes, right, the car will hit him and not her. It will hit him first, right? Or if anything happens, he's on the outside and he's able to push her over to safety, right?" And so he did not know that. And every time we was walking somewhere and do something, I would cross over. And he's like, "I never heard that before. I never did that. I never." And I'm like, "I don't know how." But in my head, I was judging, like, "Yo, you know, I don't know how you grew up, but this is basic, like basic girlfriend stuff, right?" But everything is relative. He didn't grow up in a city. Maybe it's a city thing, right? So a lot of people here don't have to walk. They drive. So there's no, thing. So I said, "Well, let me test out the southern thing, right?" So I get in the car, right? And it's time to get out the car, hoping that he'll open the car door. Ain't that he kept walking. So I was like, "Well, shit, that ain't working either." You know what I'm saying? That ain't working either. And then he like, "Why you not getting out the car?" I said, "Because you ain't open the door." He said, "Well, why you couldn't open it?" Why you couldn't open it and open the car door and looking? Is the child safety on or something like that? I said, "Oh my God." Mm. But we have to look at, right, things for what it is, right? I can't get upset if this person didn't have the same experience as I can't judge that person because it is something that they haven't experienced. Just like you don't want nobody to judge you, right? Because you've never experienced or don't know something. The minute that we put labels on something is the minute that we judge. And when we start to judge and we come up with our own concept, that's exactly what we stick with throughout the whole course. And the only thing that I was trying to say with perception and perspective and everything on that time is to see things in a different way. See things for nothing, right? Just have the experience of when a person is talking to you, especially with people, if you going into your job or you getting on Zoom and you having your webinars and all that stuff or whatever for work and your meetings, when you get on that meeting this morning and you know that person who like to talk or that person who is a hot mess that you just don't want to see on Zoom because they drag out the meeting and they got all this stuff going on, try today just to see them for who they are. Just don't put no labels on nothing, right? Just see what happens. And if you feel that judgment coming up, or you feel that whole thing of here this motherfucker go, and just be like, you know what? I'm not going to even do this today. Today is Friday. It's the end of the week. Let me just go ahead and just listen to you and see what I can get out of it. I'm not going to even throw my judgments in it, right? I'm not going to throw my judgments in it. Check this out, though, y'all. So, another reason why I'm bringing this up, because you know it's for me too, right? So, tomorrow, I got a date. But check this out. Here's where I'm trying to be relative, because the little thing is a little bit young, right? And I'm trying to be, not judging. I am young, like in the 30s, not in the 20s, but I'm trying not to judge. Remember, everything is relative, and I'm going to see how, or what it works out. In my head, I was going off though, right? Because I'm like, oh, where we gonna go? And maybe I need to wear some sneakers just in case I gotta run. And all this kind of stuff, right? Like, I'm thinking of everything. And so I said, no, Glow, you're gonna go and you're gonna see what happens, right? I'm not gonna be nobody's mama. I am going to be self-aware, but I'm just gonna sit and listen with no judgment or anything like that. So yeah, on either Sunday or Monday when I come back on, I'll let you know how it goes if I go. Because I'm taking him through the ringer. You gotta call me today to let me know where we going tomorrow. And you gotta let me know what time and all that stuff. If I don't get no phone call, we ain't going nowhere, right? Because I like to know my stuff ahead of time. Now, at the same time, everything is relative, right? So, but I did say what I wanted. And I did say what it is that I would like. So I know how to plan my time, because I'm not just sitting around waiting by the phone, right? So I did put it out there of what it is that I would like. And I'm just going to see if they're going to listen, right? If not, then oh well, right? So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I want you to try it today. You know, I want you to try it today. That quote that I put up yesterday as I was trying to get on, and of course, I was going back and forth. I just resonated with that, and I wanted to talk about that so much yesterday. And the quote was, the areas of your focus determines the areas of your rewards, and the areas of your neglect determines the areas of your pain. We got to understand that those things that we consider to be hard, that we are neglecting, that is causing us so much pain, it is all in the way of how we looking at it, right? We got to be able to look and see the whole picture. And I'm not talking only to you, I'm talking to myself, because what I have a tendency to do a lot is I would say I got so much on my plate. I got so much to do. My list is always long and I can never get rid of it, right? It's my list. I can never get rid of it. I always got stuff to do. And then what I wind up doing is sitting right here on the couch, starting number one on the list. And the next thing I know, 2 hours went by because I fell asleep. And then I get up and then I'm like, oh my God, I got to sit up here and stay up late now and get the stuff done and do all that. So in my mind, I'm stressing myself out, not for minutes, but for hours, only trying to get, what is it? This is only trying to get 5 things done. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get, fix, take, pay, and find. That's all I gotta do. Get, fix, take, pay, and find. And then my day is over. But because I go ahead and stress myself out about it, label everything, say how big it is, nothing gets done. I'm like, I put a check mark. I only put a check mark next to one where I just went and paid somebody only because they kept bugging me. But the fix and the take and the find and the get, those things that require a little bit of time and focus to get done. Oh, I'm sitting up here like, oh, this is going to be so, it's going to take 2, 3 hours just to do one thing. And I used to always say to myself, which I try not to say anymore, especially when when you're doing something new, you figure out that you don't know what you don't know. And as you start to work on it, you discover what you need to know, but you always got to research first before you get started. That's the thing that bugs me, where I'm sitting up here like, well, I can't even start the damn work because I got to research first what it is that I'm doing. And that might take 2, 3 hours. And then I got to turn around and do the damn thing, which might take 2, 3 more hours. So now I'm mad because I can't take it off my list, because I'm feeling like I'm not doing it, because I'm sitting up here looking at other websites and looking at things and watching videos, trying to figure out how to learn how to do it and how to do it right. But what I had to tell myself is, Gloria, you are doing it. The research phase is a part of the process, right? It's all the way on how it's all the way of how you look at it, right? So try it today. Try to look at things and don't judge them. Don't label them. Don't do nothing. Just see it for what it is and see what happens, right? Perception is everything, for sure. But at the same time, if we want to go ahead and stay in sync and be in harmony with everything that's going on and just have a good day, keep the negative thoughts out of it. That's all. And that's the only thing that I was trying to say. And that is just the bottom line. If you want to create your day and have a fantastic day, do your best to keep the negative thoughts out of it and see what happens. Okay? So I got to go. I'm going to go get me a smoothie and I'm going to go have a happy day. Hopefully, I can get some friends together and do my own happy hour. Okay? I love y'all. I see y'all. Please get your tickets for the Empower Her Soul session if you're coming. If you can't make it that Sunday, then, tell a friend, tell a girlfriend, share the page, get some of the people involved that that will benefit from the workshop. It will be 2 hours. It's going to be with our coach, Andrina Phillips, and she is the bomb, like I said. And we are going to have so much fun. The great thing about this project, y'all, is when we get together, we laugh, we do so much stuff together, and I'm so happy about it. Octavius, I did get your text message. I'm so proud of you. She's doing some big things, y'all. I want y'all to go ahead and follow her as well. I told her when her stuff is ready to let me know, because we're going to have her on and we're going to make sure that we support each other and put her out there. But Okay, y'all. I will see y'all. I will let y'all know how that thing go on Saturday. I'm gonna take a picture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna let y'all know I'm on my way. If I don't take no picture and put it up, then you know it ain't happened. Okay.